redox2842. Si.
From suburban Detroit, we proudly bring you the Pistons at the Palace of Auburn Hills. And for the Detroit Pistons, they come into tonight's game after the loss to the Clippers. So the Timberwolves win the tip. And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. Wiggins is out there with Garnett. Then it's Ricky Rubio. Then there's C.J. McCollum. And it's Towns in at the 5. Back to Rubio. 6 on the shot clock. And plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. Karl Anthony Towns didn't come into the previous year as the most highly touted prospect, Clark, but his play last year at Kentucky would change that.
No question about it. People knew he was going to be good, Kevin, but you saw him being this good. He showed he could do a little bit of everything as a Kentucky big.
Drummond a screen. Jackson kicks to Ilyasova. Morris with the bucket.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
Rubio outside. And a wide open look here for Wiggins. And he gets the shot to fall after coming off the pick.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Jackson passes to Ilyasova. Morris with the bucket.
You know, he didn't need to make the layup complicated. I mean, it's not a trick shot contest, but he decided to go for a little extra flavor on that one.
Now, here's Rubio. At the top of the key, Towns. The rim-rattling two-handed jam.
Boy, I love that sweet up fake, Kevin. It worked like a charm there and gave him a clear path to the lane and then to the hoop.
Well, that move is one of the prettiest out there if he can pull it off. Jackson kicks to Meeks. Back to Jackson. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pistons will retain possession.
You always want a player to have his head up and to be surveying the court, but not if that's going to be the result.
Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by, Andrew Wiggins pulls it in. Pistons on defense. They trail by 1. And Rubio kicks to McCollum. Wiggins dishes to Towns. Well, last season the Pistons didn't reach the playoffs for the 6th consecutive season. They're making progress, but as we can all see, still have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, you know, they were spoiled for a while there. How about going to the playoffs for 1996 to 2009? So it's been a rough stretch here of late, but you get the feeling that the building blocks are in place for another push.
And the Pistons making a change here. Kufis is checked in. Meeks outside. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Meeks got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
And I bet most people forget that the Pistons did make the playoffs for 8 straight years before this current drought. been a long rebuild process for them recently, but I think they're making progress and moving in the right direction.
It's deflected. Jackson again. Rubio. Jackson passes to Ilyasova. Morris kicks to Meeks. From outside, off the mark.
And for the Pistons, they seem to have a direction and plan now that just wasn't the case before. It won't be easy to get back into the postseason, but I really feel like they are on the right path.
Here's Towns. The shot is off. Good work defensively by Morris. For Detroit, they've gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Fires the 3, but they get it back. Kufis dishes to Morris. Rubio comes with the double team. Jackson drives in. Morris outside. From deep, Ilyasova. Kufis kicks to Meeks. Morris passes to Kufis. And that one is stuck right through.
And the second chance becomes a dunk. We could feel over here.
GA, such a good, aggressive play in the paint.
Guys, it's all about persistence on the offensive glass. You just can't ever give up on a play.
Now here's McCollum. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Shot clock at 3. Lets it go. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. The Pistons leading. Outside Jackson. The feed to Ilyasova. Here's Kufis. Battles through traffic and lays it in. Kufis has got his second bucket. Timberwolves trail by 4. Rubio outside. Out to the right wing. Garnett in the post. Ilyasova on him. KG, that's good.
And that's right where they wanted to go with the ball, in rhythm.
Jackson dishes to Ilyasova. Inside. Meeks. Makes it off the glass. Meeks got 5.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
Here's Garnett. He dishes it to McCollum. Meeks with the steal. And now the fast break. Meeks with the ball. And he gets it to go. Meeks got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
3 consecutive baskets have come right at the rim. The defense had better start buckling down and tightening up.
Guys, they are getting exposed in terms of their low post defense.
Brandon Jennings, who's checked in for Jody Meeks. Lee's checked in for Minnesota. Picked by Lee. And Rubio kicks to Lee. Pass to McCollum. The dish now to Towns. Shot's good. Towns has got 8.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
And watch, Clark, how the game plays out, because this is going to open things up on the perimeter.
Now here's Jackson. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Ilyasova can't hit.
Kevin, I didn't like that defensive effort at all, but they're lucky he missed it.
Yeah, you hope that's not indicative of the type of D they're going to play, because if they do, they're going to have struggles with him tonight.
So for the Pistons, Anthony Tolliver. He's checked in for Ilyasova. Johnson comes in for Marcus Morris. And it's Ben McLemore in for Reggie Jackson. And then for Minnesota, Jang, he's checked in for Towns. Martin comes in for C.J. McCollum. And Andre Miller is subbed in for Ricky Rubio. 4 on the clock. McLemore. And he uses both hands to jam it in.
taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with the dunk like that.
And Zhang kicks the lead. 9 feet out. In the corner, it's Martin. Out to Miller. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. Shot is no good. You look at Gorgie Zhang and his development in the league out of Louisville. What a big jump for him last season.
And that's a great point. That first year, you could tell the game's a little too fast, and he was a bit overwhelmed, but started to get more and more minutes throughout the season and really some with the extra opportunity.
Well, they weren't going to pass up that chance to get out and run following the steal.
They better not. I mean, they've got to pad their lead anytime an opportunity presents itself, and that was a golden one.
Here's Lee. Wiggins passes to Dang. Martin wide open. He fires. Another miss by Minnesota.
And Zhang last season doubled his points per game, got enough rebounds where he could be a double-double player every night in the near future.
Now here's Jennings. Looking for his first basket still in this one. McLemore dishes to Johnson. Kufas. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark.
And Yang isn't a young player by any means, but he has learned how to fill a niche on a team quickly. Just offers good numbers and intangibles in a lot of places on the stat sheet.
Wiggins kicks the lead. Got a piece of it. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Levine's checked in for Miller. Levine passes to Martin. Screen by Lee. Here's Wiggins. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two. 1 year out from the big Kevin Love for Andrew Wiggins trade, and you have to think that the Wolves are pleased. Wiggins, Clark, has looked amazing.
Yeah, to get talent from a player who wants out is one thing. To get a player of Wiggins' caliber is a whole nother level, and that's a good get for the Wolves.
Jennings kicks to Tolliver, and the dunk by McLemore.
That pass into the paint, that is a work of art there, dead on target.
Pick by Lee. Levine kicks to Wiggins. They swipe it. Wiggins against Johnson. Right wing. Here's Kufas. That one wide left. Timberwolves trail by 8. Levine dishes to Wiggins. Rejected by Jennings.
They got a narrow edge here in rebounding early on. You wonder how much that'll play going forward.
Yeah, it's a game of inches, and every play counts. And no doubt they've come into this game with a really aggressive approach, just pounding the ball inside.
It certainly is working. They're finding the open lanes to the hoop and owning this game early.
Levine kicks to Lee. Pass to Martin. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Kufas with the block. There's 57 seconds left in the first. Outside Jennings. Now the pass to Tolliver. He feeds it to Kufas. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
And it's like raining buckets right now. I wonder if this is the early stages of a blowout.
Well, we've got to be careful. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves just yet. But it has been pretty ugly so far, no doubt about that.
And he gets it to go. Wiggins has got it back down to within single digits for the Timberwolves. Jennings passes to McLemore. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Johnson the screen. And here's Jennings outside. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. And finished off by Martin.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying annex to narrow. And so the first quarter is in the books. The Pistons on top, up 7. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Pistons.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught them off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
And the other thing they've done well is they've run the shooters off their sweet spots. They've really closed out well and forced them to put the basketball on the floor.
Jackson is out there with Jody Meeks. Then it's Ilyasova. Then there's Andre Drummond. And it's Morris in at the 3. They're the group Detroit will start the second with. Jackson up top, covered by Rubio. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
And guys, Reggie Jackson was at the end of a yo-yo last season. He starts at Oklahoma for an injured Westbrook. Westbrook comes back, sends Jackson to the bench. Then Oklahoma sends Jackson to Detroit, where he fills in for another injured starter in Brandon Jennings for the rest of the year.
McCollum's checked in for Kevin Martin. And Rubio kicks to Towns. The Timberwolves working the ball around now. Here's Olynyk. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. Now getting back to Jackson, he showed several times last season that he has that starter ability. The Thunder knew they wouldn't have the money to re-sign him, Clark, in free agency, so they traded him to avoid losing him for nothing.
Yeah, that's a good move. And with the Pistons, Jackson finished the season strong, while the Thunder, without Jackson or Durant's contributions, missed the playoffs for the first time in years. Tell you what, that was all made possible by the heads-up defense at the other end.
And I love that as soon as they get their hands on the basketball, they immediately get out and transition.
Meeks inside the three-point line. That one off the back iron and out. On up the court. Prince misses. Pistons lead by 7. Jackson with it. Guarded now by Tayshaun Prince. Passes it to Drummond. Shot is off. And Minnesota will come the other way. Rubio against Jackson. Rubio dishes to Olynyk. And stolen by Ilyasova. Here's the 3. That's good. And it's Jackson with the assist that time. Jackson's got his 3rd assist on the night. Minnesota calls timeout.
In last season, the Wolves had the hardest strength of schedule in the entire league. Might have worked out for them in the end, as come lottery time, those extra losses do tend to help.
Well, Greg, it would work out for Minnesota with all those losses. They got the lucky bounce, Clark, and the #1 pick in the draft.
And, you know, it's the first time in a long time that the worst team in the league actually got the top pick in the draft, allowed Minnesota to add another great young big to complement Rookie of the Year, Andrew Wiggins.
Some changes for Minnesota. Kevin Garnett, he's checked in for Towns. Martin comes in for Tayshaun Prince. And Levine subbed in for Ricky Rubio. Garnett, the screen. Here's Martin. The pick gave him all the room he needed, and he knocks down the J.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact that the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
And it's Garnett penetrating. Rebound by the Pistons. Ilyasova's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
And that's a good place to start if you're going to try to find your way back into this game. Get to work on the glass.
McCollum passes to Levine. Kicks it to McCollum. Kevin Martin on the wing. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand jam. You're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will start shrinking even further.
Drummond the screen. Jackson drives in. Morris kicks to Meeks. Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying Clark to get back into this game like this.
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark, partner?
Yeah, I would have to say there are a lot of questions right now from a defensive standpoint. That's for sure.
It'll go, and the Detroit lead is cut down now to just 9 in the bucket from McCollum.
Not phased at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation, but, well, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
Here's Meeks. It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And Jody Meeks last season, coming off the best effort of his career the year before, signed a big contract with the Pistons. They thought he'd be their designated three-point shooter. Instead, he missed the first 22 games with a back injury and just never really got in sync.
Here's Levine, guarded by Jackson. Plenty of space. And the call will be against Kevin Garnett. That is his first foul of the game. Bielitsa, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. Miller comes in for Levine. Ilyasova is screen on Miller. Dishes it to Ilyasova. Excellent D there from Garnett.
And good defense there to play up and get a hand in the face.
Well, he's got a tough mindset. He's confident as a defender. And when you combine those two things, it makes it real hard to score on him.
And Olynyk kicks to Martin. The 3. Morris with the rebound. Pistons leading by 11. Feeds it to Meeks. They set the pick. Back to Jackson. And the shot is good. Jackson's got 4 points this quarter.
And really, it looks like he may just try to take this thing over on his own and really build that lead up.
Minnesota calls timeout.
And really, last season was one of improvement for the Pistons. They were able to shoot the ball better and better as the season wore on. Overall, they cut out the little mistakes that had bothered them back in 14.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Towns, he's checked in for Kelly Olynyk. Wiggins comes in for Bielitsa. C.J. McCollum, he's checked in for Kevin Martin. And Ricky Rubio subbed in for Andre Miller. And the dunk by Towns.
Threw it down with authority.
Oh, he can really fly. And you combine that, Clark, with some of the nice penetration, too, and you've got an easy 2 points.
And able to just play well above the rim. I mean, that makes this guy so dangerous when he's in the game.
Jackson dishes to Drummond. Back to Jackson. Towns with the steal. Here's McCollum. Detroit with the rebound. Well, as you said, Greg, the Pistons were a team that showed marked improvement, and Clark, they did clean up their play style as well.
Yeah, they got better from 2014 to 15 in terms of upping their assists and cutting down the turnovers. Just made it a much more enjoyable game to watch the way they play.
Good.
Haven't we seen that a few times today, guys? I mean, their defense has got to have a little bit more toughness about it.
Rubio against Jackson. And Rubio kicks to Wiggins. There's the feed to Towns. There's the killer two-handed slam.
Sheer, unadulterated power right there. I mean, he ripped it down with both hands.
Absolutely. A resounding dunk.
Just a take no chance slam by the big fella.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Wiggins kicks to Rubio. Timberwolves passing it around. Tipped away. And stolen by Drummond. And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here.
Andre Drummond is a big guy. At the NBA Draft Combine, he measures 7 feet tall with a 7'7" wingspan. And he tipped the scales at 280 pounds. That's a super heavyweight, my friends.
And the Pistons, an entirely new group now out there. Outside Jennings to the left wing. Clock at 6. McLemore. Wiggins with some nice D. And on the topic of Andre Drummond, Greg, there are a few guys in the league who combine his kind of size with the type of athleticism he possesses. Fast up and down the court, quick off his feet, even sports a little hang time. I mean, the guy's got a full package athletically.
You talked about the raw physical tools. Then you factor in the two things as a big that I really value: great hands and quick feet. And he's got that going for him. So you can't go through him, you can't go around him, and you certainly can't go over him. I mean, what's left?
We can only hope to contain him, as they say. McLemore inside the line. That falls. Great assist by Brandon Jennings. McLemore's got the lead up to 13 now for the Pistons. Screen by Lee. Wiggins passes to Towns. And it's going to be a 3-second call.
Not doing them any favors with those kinds of errors.
Especially now, Greg, with every possession being so crucial.
Minnesota making some changes. Gorgie Dang comes in for Towns. And Tayshaun Prince subbed in for McCullough. There's the pick. Tolliver kicks to Johnson. He dishes it to Koufos. Here's McLemore. Again, the Pistons score. Timberwolves trail by 15. Chang, a screen. The drive by Rubio. Lee dishes to Prince. The inside. Tolliver on him. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
And David Lee missing time early last season with that hamstring injury also opened the door up for Draymond Green to kind of take that starting power forward role. And give Lee credit, though. Didn't sulk, just threw himself into his new role as a super sub.
There's the screen. Tolliver the pass to Johnson. It's good, and the Piston lead is cut down to just 12 points on the bucket from Andrew Wiggins.
Easy to see who's going to win that race.
Yeah, early offense is often easy offense. Excellent work that time.
It's Jennings with the drive. Here's Tolliver. Rubio with the rebound. Lee kicks to Wiggins. Jennings with the steal. Now Detroit moving it up. And the slam dunk by Johnson.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case. It looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant. And this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
Right side, Lee. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist.
And that's his strong suit, the ability to find his way through the D and finish at the rim.
Outside Jennings. Whistle blows. Yep, that's going to be a travel.
Minnesota.
There's 38 seconds left to play here in the half. Rubio dishes to Jang. Picked by Lee. Back to Wiggins. Prince up top. Just 5 on the clock. Kicks it out to Rubio. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Deep 2 from Jennings. Will not go. This is off the front iron. And the first half is now in the books. Pistons lead by 11. And we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball. Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters.
Looking at the game for Meeks, he has 12 points, and he's hit the mark twice from three-point range as well.
And Clark, it's no stretch to say the more points he gives them from beyond the arc, the better off they'll be.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. And so in the game for the Timberwolves, they've got Andrew Wiggins. Towns is out there with Garnett. Then it's Ricky Rubio. And it's McCollum in at the 2. Here's Towns. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, I mean, he has got power in bunches on that two-hand.
And here's Ilyasova outside. That's good. And it's Jackson with the assist that time. Jackson's got his 5th assist in this one.
And last season, really a tale of two halves for the Wolves. When Ricky Rubio returns from injury, they just look so much more in sync as a team.
Well, the Wolves improved just very slightly last year in terms of wins, Clark. The quality of play on the floor, though, was visible.
Yeah, and, you know, the team's point differential was a lot better with Rubio in the lineup. They did have some big wins over quality teams, and Rubio's impact was certainly noticeable.
In the corner, Ilyasova with it. Again, the Pistons good for 2.
That makes 3 in a row to start the second half.
Rubio outside. Garnett, the screen. Wiggins drives in. It's deflected. And here comes Jackson leading the fast break. Meeks can't hit.
Yeah, but they're 3 of 4 to start the second half.
Wiggins outside to the inside. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
That's his first personal foul.
And guys, KG is so loved and has given so much to the area of Minneapolis, St. Paul, the state of Minnesota. He really, Clark, views it as his home.
And Kevin, you started with him there in Minnesota
Yes.
when he got underway in the league. Fans love having him there and involved with the franchise again for sure.
Outside Jackson. Here's Morris. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Morris has got 9.
And, you know, for Garnett, after his playing days are over, I got to believe he's going to be looking to take some ownership in this Wolves organization. He is a beloved figure here in Minneapolis.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Martin's checked in. Timberwolves trailed by 14. Inside. Here's Towns. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two.
That's his fourth personal foul.
And if KG did become a shareholder in the Wolves, it would be wild. I mean, could you imagine how intimidating contract negotiations would be with him sitting across the table?
Kufis checked in for Detroit. Outside Jackson. A beautiful reverse layup. Jackson's got 6.
He's got so much junk in his trunk. He'll find a way to hurt you.
Rubio outside. Garnett the screen. And Rubio kicks to McCollum. Martin from outside. Another miss by Minnesota. Pistons leading by 15. Pass to Ilyasova. Three-pointer. It's rebounded by Towns.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
McCollum kicks to Rubio. From 6 away. Garnett the pass to Towns. Three-pointer, Martin. And he gets it to go. Martin's got 9.
The D just sagged off just enough and no hesitation on his part.
Rubio against Jackson. Here's Ilyasova. And he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
And he has starting to turn it on now after that slow start.
And Rubio kicks to Martin. Here's Towns. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession. Pistons leading by 14. Outside Jackson. Ilyasova dishes to Meeks. That's good. Meeks got 14 points for the game.
Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra.
And a lot of teams in the West can at least get a little bit of a breather when they go against the Eastern teams. The Wolves didn't have that last year. They got pummeled by the entire conference.
Minnesota calls timeout. Greg, as you said, with the Wolves, they had as hard a time with the East as anyone. Only managed a 9-21 record, Clark, out of conference.
And those 9 wins were the fewest against the East for any team in the NBA. Not a surprise given how badly the Wolves struggled in general.
Bielitsa, who's checked in for Minnesota. And it's Martin penetrating. Here's McCollum. Finds the bottom of the bucket from 13 feet out. McCollum's got 6.
And really smart to draw his man out to the perimeter. He's giving up too much size to be effective inside.
Showed nice basketball IQ. I agree, Greg. I mean, if he finds his spot on the perimeter and doesn't force it, I think his outside shot will be hard to block no matter who's defending it.
Jackson. That's good. Jackson's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
Just no resistance on the interior.
Martin goes in. The 17-footer. And Towns the bucket on the assist by McCollum. McCollum's got 4 assists now tonight.
Guys, he shot a very good percentage today, and they've needed it.
Outside Jackson. Rubio comes with the double team. Morris with the bucket.
8 of the last 10 points at that end of the court have been scored on very high percentage shots in the paint.
And really, there is no resistance defensively right now. It is just far too easy.
There's the dish to Martin. Towns with it. Kufis is there. Pass to Towns. The shot no good. And Detroit the other way now. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. And that will be the middle game of this 3-game homestand. Jackson against Rubio. Jackson kicks to Ilyasova. And the rebound goes to Martin.
Oh, nice play on D. Got that hand in the face and prevented him there from getting an easy look.
Exactly. Alert and aware. Really reacted quickly to that shot attempt.
Towns, the best to Martin. No good with the triple. Detroit leading by 16. Jackson drives in. And the wide open shot from Morris. Again, the miss by Morris. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Jackson with it. 8 points for him. Here's Ilyasova. Can't get it to go.
And this is why you need good defenders on the interior to contest shots.
Yeah, Greg, making every shot a hard one, even the shots in close.
Towns dishes to Martin. Tries again. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Pistons.
They keep piling up the assists, and they haven't cooled off at all.
They've also been pounding it inside tonight and coming away with a lot of points in the paint. I call those PIPs.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Lee's checked in for Bielitsa. And Tayshaun Prince subbed in for Ricky Rubio. There's a screen. No one near Jennings as he lets it fly. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow.
And one thing about Ben McLemore, he can be an absolute lights-out shooter. Last season was a big improvement over his rookie campaign. Up in field goal, three-point, and free throw accuracy. Really just scratching the surface in terms of his potential.
Here's McCollum. From 11 feet away. Pistons leading by 18. Jennings with the ball. Guarded now by Prince. Jennings kicks to Tolliver. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Here's Lee. That one a little long. And for Ben McLemore out of Kansas, he knew he had to work harder after the Kings drafted a guy to replace Nick Stauskas. And, of course, Stauskas went on to have Clark an even worse rookie campaign than McLemore had the year before.
Yeah, and McLemore actually on the uptick, very much improving in year 2, and that means perhaps Stauskas will be the odd man out.
Martin kicks to Lee. There's the pass to McCollum. Good on the triple.
C.J. McCollum.
McCollum's got 5 points now this quarter.
Talk about doing a Rip Van Winkle on defense. Come on, guys, wake up. Why are they leaving him open at the three-point line? Come on.
Towns with the steal. Prince the pass to Lee. And a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there. I tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And, you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard.
Jennings dishes to Tolliver. It's back to Jennings. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Jennings has got 5.
They haven't been as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. They're playing smart with the lead. I like that. They're being very selective and deliberate in their offense. That's a good strategy when you're on top.
And it's Martin penetrating. Now here's Jennings. 5 points in the game. Beyond the arc. Rebound, Minnesota. 35 seconds left in the third quarter. McCollum kicks to Martin. And stolen by Drummond. There's 21 seconds left to play in the third. Here is Jennings. 5 to shoot. Lee with the block. Towns. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. The Pistons on top, leading by 17. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the fourth quarter. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. Andre Drummond is out there with Ilyasova. Then it's Jody Meeks. Then it's Ben McLemore. And it's Jackson in the point guard position. That's the group for Detroit right now. And it's Wiggins with the jam.
Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand jam. You're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will start shrinking even further.
Outside Jackson. Drummond a screen. It's Jackson with the drive. Meeks can't hit. McLemore the pass to Drummond. From deep, Ilyasova.
Well, that defense went from poor to no defense at all.
And when he's open like that, you don't see him miss those looks very often.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Could it have been any other way? I mean, last season, KG returning to the Wolves. I mean, the entire city was buzzing for his return.
Marcus Morris has checked in for Ben McLemore. Kevin Garnett was once the star here and now is acting as the mentor for all these young Timberwolves players. He won't let them slack even for a moment on or off the floor.
You know, it's that competitive fire that made KG so great, Kevin, and Minnesota made a savvy move, I think, to get him into the locker room and back on the squad.
Garnett with a screen on Jackson. Martin for 3. Kept alive. It's off his foot. And they're saying he kicked the ball. Towns, he's checked in for Minnesota. And we've made our way through just over a minute and a half in this fourth quarter.
Solid work on the back end of that play.
Yeah, finished hard with 2 hands on the stuff.
Yeah, nothing extravagant, guys, but again, no need on that one.
The drive by Jackson. He kicks to Ilyasova. And here's Morris for 3. Wiggins with some nice D.
1 made 3 formed for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see.
3-pointer. It's Drummond with the rebound. Drummond's got 4 rebounds in this game. Jackson dishes to Meeks. Jackson kicks to Drummond. A 3 from Morris. Again, the miss by Morris.
Oh, that's a tough 3-point try when you've got the defense right there.
Well, he'd have to be really good to knock down a shot like that against that kind of defense.
Garnett the pass to Rubio. Towns dishes to Wiggins. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Wiggins has got 4 points now in the quarter.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. And Rubio kicks to Martin. Kicks it out to Rubio. Wiggins from outside. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. And that's now 18 points for Andrew Wiggins. Outside Jackson. Drummond sets the screen for Jackson. In the corner, it's Morris. Clock at 4 from about 19 feet. Shot number 12 goes in. He's made 7 of 12 now.
But you know what? Sometimes something good can come out of a bad possession.
Garnett, the screen. Here's Towns. Back to Martin. He feeds it to Towns. Rebound, Andre Drummond. Drummond's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Rebound, Minnesota. Towns has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. And it's Rubio penetrating. Passes it to Martin. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. Minnesota comes into this one following a loss to the Nuggets. Kicks to Drummond. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that.
He's got to be a little embarrassed for joining the Paratroopers club on that pump fake.
Rubio against Jackson. And it's sent back by Morris. Lets it go. Jackson misses.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You've got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
Well, that fast break went according to plan.
Yeah, nice job there, Greg. Recognizing the opportunity was there to push it, and then excellent execution.
Now a timeout called by Detroit.
Well, I tell you what, Ricky Rubio has everything you want out of a player except one thing. He has to learn to shoot it better. Rubio can defend, he can pass, he can lead a team, but until he becomes a better shooter, I think he's going to short-circuit his potential.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Well, over the break, I listened in on Stan Van Gundy's huddle. He told the players, let's put our foot on them and keep them down. We've got them exactly where we want them. I want to see you guys slow the pace, use the clock, and stay away from any silly fouls.
Thanks again, Doris. And back to Ricky Rubio for a moment, who certainly is at the hub of what this team does, averaging over 8 assists a game for his career through last season. If he can stay healthy, gain some weight, this is a guy to watch.
It really is. And listen, they're also built now for him because they got those great athletic wings. And if he can shoot it a little bit better, I mean, I think he's going to have more opportunities to spread the floor and drive and make plays. And for his first 4 seasons in the league, never hit over 38%. That's not going to get it done at the highest level.
And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. Timberwolves trail by 12. Here's Levine. Dishes it to McCollum. Screen by Lee. Here's Wiggins. Plenty of space. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. Wiggins has got 13 points here in the second half alone. Morris a screen. Morris with the screen for Jackson. Feeds to Meeks. Shot clock at 6. Morris with the ball. Now defended by Wiggins. And it's Drummond missing.
All the defender had to do there was just stay close to him, and he did.
Towns kicks to Wiggins. Now the feed to McCollum. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits. Pistons leading by 10. Now Jackson to the middle. He's looking for Drummond and finds him. Shot to stop the drought. Pass to Ilyasova. Looking to get back on track here. It's rebounded by Towns.
Just tentative in the paint, lacking a little bit of confidence, allowed the defender to recover and contest that shot.
I tell you what, you got to love his aggressiveness finishing inside like that.
Well, his leaping ability, Clark, gives him a great advantage.
And that's why they look to get him the ball around the rim. It's either a dunk or free throws every time.
And the Pistons making a change here. Jennings is checked in. Towns with the steal. And now the Timberwolves on the break. And Wiggins throws it down.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it, too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
Outside, Meeks. That ball, great assist by Brandon Jennings. Meeks got 9 points now in just the second half. Levine kicks to McCullough. The dish to Levine. And it's sent back by Drummond. And they're able to recover.
Nice work to get it inside and draw contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throws.
Kubas checked in for Detroit. Kevin Garnett is checked in for the Timberwolves. Ricky Rubio comes in for Levine.
And did not seem happy about how things are going on right now, and maybe wants to make some changes.
I agree. I mean, just was not comfortable with the way things were set up at that particular time. And in that case, I think it's the right thing to do.
Now a timeout called by Detroit.
Well, we know prior to last season, the Pistons handed the car keys over to Stan Van Gundy. He had some early hiccups, but overall, I think they're headed in the right direction. He's a proven winning coach in the NBA.
A different look here for Detroit. Kubas checked in for Johnson. McLemore has come in for Morris, and it's Jackson in for Brandon Jennings. Minnesota also with the sub. Lee's checked in. The drive by Jackson. McLemore inside the line. And the call will be against David Lee. That is his first foul of the game. Ilyasova, screen on Rubio. Deflects the pass. Towns with the steal.
You know, that turnover right there isn't typical of the performance he's turned in today. In fact, that's his only turnover of the game. He's done a really good job taking care of the ball.
Well, with Coach Stan Van Gundy, it was a very successful first year in Detroit. He's a guy who's going to build around defense. That's been his MO.
And Van Gundy has always been a defensive first type guy, Kevin. I mean, the last 30 years, he has probably the best defensive efficiency for a career as a coach. And his teams always play with great emphasis on that side of the ball.
That's good. Now just a 3-point Piston lead.
And he's clearly led the way offensively. The question is, can they ride him and get back into it?
Rubio against Jackson. So the wing on the left. Shot clock at 5. Kubas. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
And how about the agility coming from the big man? I mean, that's not something we often see from him.
You know, it's never going to be, Greg, a 360 dunk when he goes up with it, but it will be 2 points. We do know that.
You know, you can sacrifice a little athleticism when you've got the size he does.
Yeah, that's careless defense, though. I mean, he's one player you can ill afford to let run free. He just loves to be a money player in the fourth quarter.
Jackson passes to Ilyasova. It's Jackson with the drive. It's rebounded by Towns. Towns has got 7 rebounds in the game. Wiggins dishes to Rubio. And it's a defensive 3-second violation. And he shows the focus there, nails the technical.
He's really the guy you want on the stripe in that situation. I mean, there's no doubt about it. He's clutch.
1:15 left in the fourth quarter. Lee kicks to McCollum. 5 on the clock. Here's Wiggins. It's good. This game is all even. Wiggins has got 28.
Yeah, he's been a monster here in this fourth quarter. 8 of 10 from the floor.
It's Jackson with the drive. He dishes it to Kufis. Now, here's Meeks. Covered by Lee. Brought past the arc. Shot is off. So Minnesota will take it the other way. Rubio left side. Towns with it. Working on Ilyasova. Towns, the pass to McCollum. And the go-ahead bucket, no good. Time call here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. Minnesota Timberwolves coming to this one following a loss to the Nuggets in Denver. And here's Jackson. Count it!
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height, then you better be able to manufacture things in the air.
Minnesota calls timeout. They're behind by 2. 1 second left in the fourth quarter. Geyser butts.
With under 2 seconds remaining, you got to hurry it up. Get the ball up quickly and take one dribble and get it to the rim.
Here's Wiggins. And so it's the Pistons who come out on top here. What a show they put on here at home tonight.
Tremendous work all the way down to the wire. We were just wondering what would happen next. Major drama, and we saw a good one.
And that'll do it, folks. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for tuning in. And Ernie Johnson is still in the building, folks, for the postgame show. Coming up next.